can tell why they're companion pieces. Yeah, so I know our theme music doesn't really match the tone of either of these stories, so sorry about that. I was going to look for something a little more somber, but it doesn't really fit the Chorizo Bros brand, so I left it. This is a good one. This is a good one. I have to say that if you've watched the last video, you knew about how uncomfortable Gerald's game could be, and the trigger warning that I put at the beginning of the video, it stands for this also. There's going to be some hard stuff to talk about in this, and if you went through Gerald's game, then you know kind of what that idea is. I just finished the book this morning. I again went through one of my things where I was checking the book out, reading it, and I got about halfway through, and then that second half I just knocked it out last night. Well, mostly last night, and finished it this morning. Had like 20 pages left or something. This one I liked a lot better than Gerald's game, believe it or not. I remember I'd mentioned that when I bought these two books, I bought them at the same time at the half price books. And one of the things I noticed there was, there's the Stephen King's, there's so many Stephen King books, but I saw multiple copies of Dolores Claiborne up there. So that can mean a couple of things. It could be that a bunch of people bought that book and then decided they didn't want it in their collection anymore. But there were a ton. There was like, no kidding, this space of just Dolores Claiborne. I was like, why is that? Whatever. I picked up one of them. I almost want to say that it's probably my favorite Stephen King book. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it right now. They made a movie about it. So this came out in 1992. They made a movie about it. It came out in 1995 with Kathy Bates. Oh, she's incredible. She is one of the best actresses out there. There's not enough time here to tell you how talented this woman is. If you're interested in Stephen King and you're kind of over the horror thing of his, this is a great, there's alternative, I guess. This isn't really horrific in the way that, again, those monster movies and types of things, it's not horrific in that way. Again, it's more there. I don't think there's really anything supernatural going on here at all in the movie for sure, but in the book, she does have a vision of Jesse from Gerald's game. So they are tied together, and a big event happens in both of these books during that eclipse that I was talking about in the last video. It was haunting, and if that's what you're looking for, great. One of the things I noticed about the last one, I mentioned that Gerald's game had a lot of Edgar Allan Poe references. This one doesn't really have references in that way, but there was a parallel that I noticed with H.P. Lovecraft. And it's kind of strange. It's not going to really, it's not in the way that you think. The way that this is written is through one perspective of Dolores Claiborne, and it's her confession of the whole thing, the whole events that transpire. It's written in a way that it reminded me of characters in like H.P. Lovecraft, where he would have like a drunk like guy stumble across the protagonist and start just kind of ranting at him. It would be written in that vernacular where it's like country or just uneducated, or he's like slobbering and drunk, and it's very much written like that. Dolores Claiborne reminded me of that, where the whole book you have to get used to the kind of terms that she uses, her cadence, the way she talks. So you have to get very used to that in the book. In the movie, Kathy Bates is doing it for you, so you don't really got to do any work there. But in the book, I could see that getting tedious for a lot of people. For me, it was interesting once I got used to it, because again, the H.P. Lovecraft thing. But then we just came off of Lonesome Dove, and in that one, they're doing the southern Texas, Arkansas stuff, and it's very much written in the way that they would talk. So this was an easy thing for me to get used to. It didn't take me very long to get used to that. The front of this is gorgeous. I've had some problems with some of the title pages or book covers of some books, especially recently. They're all like very corporate looking and overly designed. This is fantastic. It's Dolores looking down a well while the eclipse is going on behind her. Really nice looking. Very cool stuff. Again, I have my eclipse glasses right here. But yeah, I want to see more of that. I want to see more like oil paintings that are book covers. I want that sort of culture of publication to come back. We are missing out on some great design by doing everything kind of computerized, and I wish I had actually something I can compare it to here, but both of these actually are really good. The design of them. The book's great. Long story short, check the book out. It was really fast. It's like 300 pages, but at least in this copy of it, the borders are really thick. The words themselves are kind of in this strip in the middle, and it's you can burn through it really quick. I mean, I feel like I just came off of Gerald's game and I knocked Dolores Claiborne out in a couple of days, and that's through different sittings and whatever. But I was knocked out so fast. The writing is fast paced. It's fun, even though the themes of it are dark, really dark. And again, same thing I said about Gerald's game. I mean, if you're not willing to delve deep or go far, then this isn't going to be for you. But if you're interested in that, for sure, thumbs up. On to the movie, though. I just got off of it. So I finished the book this morning, and I was like, man, there's an adaptation of this, a film adaptation. Man, it is incredible. I have to say it's probably my favorite. Yeah, that's crazy that I'm saying that. It's probably my favorite adaptation of a Stephen King work. I look back at the classics like the It with Tim Curry and go, oh man, those were iconic for whatever they were, and The Shining, of course. Shining is almost not even like the book at all. It's got the main thing, and then Kubrick kind of took over and said, I'm gonna do my own thing, which is cool. But as far as adaptations go, this was really good. In the movie, you actually get Jennifer Jason Leigh plays Selena, Dolores' daughter. She did such a great job here. Also, there's a lot of vulnerability, a lot of anger, angst. All these things, and you can see it. You can see her kind of sarcastically going through stuff, and talking shit to her mom, and as the story, their relationship develops on screen, you kind of get where all this is. Everybody did a wonderful job. The actor that was the father, who's the antagonist of this movie, he did a really good job. I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but yeah, it takes this turn. One of the first scenes with him, it's like you get the vibe that they're just kind of joking around, but he gets offended, and it doesn't go well, and it kind of clues you into like, okay, there's some abuse stuff going on here, and man, it was all very well done. The shots, Danny Elfman did the score. The place that they were was kind of overcast and cloudy, and that really set the tone. I have nothing but good things to say about the movie. Maybe it went a little bit long. I would have let it maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes shorter. That's neither here nor there. I think some of it was clipped down. The book itself is real short, real fast. But in the movie, they expanded on Dolores' daughter. She hangs out there, and Kathy Bates has somebody to bounce off of. So that is fleshed out a lot more in the movie, and I think for good reason. It really works. The narrative in the book is that she's confessing to a crime and denying another one. That's how the book's written. So if they were to adapt that, one for one, it wouldn't work as a film that much. So I think having Jennifer Jason Leigh come in and kick ass at that performance was a really good choice. I texted I texted my mom right after I finished it. I was like, we just talked about Gerald's game and how kind of cool that book was, and I was like, you gotta watch Dolores Claiborne. I'd love to get an older mom, not someone that has little babies. That perspective would still be noteworthy, but I think it really speaks to a mom who's got a adult child. I think that I'd love to hear kind of a perspective of a woman that's got that. And Mom, if you happen to watch this, I hope you've watched Dolores Claiborne like I asked you to. And we could talk about it, because I think it hits on this specific female energy. This Dolores and her boss Vera. There's stuff going on there, but they have this moment where she gets in her head a little bit, and they almost have this secret bond, and I was fascinated by that. And they kind of sometimes this is just how women have to be. And there's this kind of scene, you guys will know what I'm talking about when you get there, and I was like, man, I can see that. I can see some hidden language between women. They kind of understand each other in a deep way that as men, we kind of go through our shit and we're not even paying attention to it. We're completely unaware of that. And that's really fucking cool. And I was surprised that King kind of went there. Again, it's more so in the movie. that they, I guess because they can visualize it maybe. Who knows if King was bouncing his ideas off of his wife or mom or whomever, or was he talking to somebody throughout this, some woman, and going like, do you guys think like this, or like, does this feel accurate? Does this feel realistic? I'd like to think that he probably did, but for sure in the movie there had to have been conversations with some women about like, is there this almost like esoteric, like hidden, it's kind of played on, of course, because it's a thriller and there's a lot of darkness there, but it is almost like they understand each other in a way that, they bond differently, and that's something I can't understand as a man, but it was really cool. It was really cool to see. So yeah, I kind of like took this book review and turned it into a movie thing. Whatever, we do it on the other shows, so it's no big deal. But yeah, thumbs up for both, man. Like this is cool. The fact that it's a little age, came out in 1995. I wasn't needing like quicker editing or whatever. Like I said, maybe I would have liked a little bit shorter. It's all good. I liked all of it. I think John C. Reilly's in there as like a deputy or something. That's kind of cool. Whatever, he's just randomly in there. But yeah, I recommend you guys check it out, and hopefully I didn't kind of spoil anything too much. Do both. I mean, do the audiobook of this. Take a long trip, and you could probably knock it out. I don't know how long the audiobook would take for it, but it would be quick, because this book is not long, and the movie's like 2 hours. Check these out, man. Kathy Bates, if she didn't win an award, she fucking deserved one. My respect for her as an actress is just through the roof right now. I completely bought her performance of this character. It was haunting. It was sad. She gets angry about, getting tested by like the cops and stuff, and you get the feeling that that's not who she really is. I mean, it is, but the deeper part of her is like the part she shows to her daughter, and like it's softer and it's more caring, and like everything that you see, all of the actions, and you could feel one way or the other about it, but you completely understand that the stuff that she does do, the stuff she's guilty of, that she does it to protect her family. And it kind of raises that question of like, how far would you go for your kid, and how far especially a mom would go for her kid. It's incredible, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. That's kind of all I have to say about it, and it's great. Thanks for spending the time. It's kind of a whatever, short video, whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching these. Give me some comments. Tell me what you think I should check out next even. But I'll get back with you guys. Hopefully we get the boys on soon so we can knock out the road. We've been talking about that. So I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.